Hi, everybody. Welcome to Beyond the Batcast, where I, Adam Upper, talk with my buddy Braden Ketty about Batman, the animated series. And this week is another Joker episode with Be a Clown. How are you doing today, Braden?
I'm no good, man. Looking forward to a Joker episode. How about you?
Yes, we can never go wrong with a good Mark Hamill, well, mostly Mark Hamill Joker, really, yes. But I am well, had today off, so cannot complain. It wasn't, was fairly nice out today, actually, being like, end of February, which we had like a really mild winter this year so far, man. It's like been barely, I don't know, well, at least in Toronto where because currently live in Toronto. Yeah, and it's been really nice. And I think the last time it snowed like last week was the only time the snow has stayed so far this season.
Very anti-Gotham City weather.
Yes. So as I said, this week we are doing Be a Clown, and it aired September 16th, 1992. Yeah, so we were back in early September. Do you remember what you're doing September 16th, 1992?
Um, I'm gonna say that I was my eyes were glued to the TV wherever I was watching. I know they were glued to the TV because that would explain why I'm wearing glasses.
Yeah, well, yeah, weirdly enough, to like that is one thing I haven't needed yet is some glasses because I am as similarly afflicted as a child. I watch a bunch of TV, and that's probably what led to my profession, and then us leading into doing a TV show we watch podcast. So if I wasn't like within my first like week or two of grade eight, I was probably just watching TV as well. And this was directed by Frank Parr. I think this is their second or third episode with him, at least. I think that name sounds familiar. Written by Ted Pedersen and Steve Hayes. Story by Laren Bright. I think that's saying that right. Lare, Laren, I guess. And so we got another Joker episode again. So this one that started is just the ninth produced episode, and it was the 11th episode to air. Yeah, so we're still fairly early on. So I think this is probably like maybe been like the first or second time for him to show up if we were going with the air date stuff. I think so another standard Joker episode. Yeah, with him. I think this is the first one that shows his like kind of pseudo home base is the abandoned music park. I think
Mhm.
because I don't think I don't think we saw it saw it any of the other episodes that he's because this is what the third Joker episode we've had so far, right? I think.
There was the Christmas of the Joker, the
Yeah,
last laugh. Yeah, I want to say this is the third one.
yeah. This one starts off with Mayor Hampton Hill doing a press conference at a random what was that construction site? Was it just for like a random like building, or did they actually was it something like specific? Do you remember?
The outline that I got said that he was going to build apartments there to,
Oh,
make like a safe neighborhood or something like that.
oh, okay,
But
okay. Yeah, I like that little speech. Yeah, he's saying he wants to have like make like a safer Gotham, just as you hear the sirens off in the distance, and then he shows them in a car chase, and it breaks into the empty lot and like circles them a few times as he's doing like an act. Yeah, nothing worse to ruin your press conference about safety is is, seeing like an active police chase go through your fucking press conference.
excuse us, Mr. Mayor. Irony's here to interrupt the scene.
So
Also, I
yeah,
love that
so
you called him Hampton Hill. That is 100% going to be our new name for him.
yeah, wait, do I call it Hampton? Hamilton Hill, yeah, I
I think
guess
it's Hamilton, but
yeah,
Hampton
Hamilton,
sounds more
yeah.
fitting to his personality.
Yeah, I'm from the Hamptons, yeah. Hamilton Hill, yes.
Yeah. This guy's first words were 100% Daddy, where's my silver spoon?
Where's my silver apartment building? Oh yeah, so when we first saw the Batman like outline where he first shows up, I thought he was show. over prepared again and was showing up in the bat plane, but it was just him coming in on a crane and it was a cape out, which I suppose does make more sense, but I did go straight to the bat appearance of the bat plane.
I thought he was gonna like kill those guys when he smacked them. So sitting on top of that I beam at that construction site, swinging in like Tarzan, and smacks these guys like right in the abdomen. I'm like, those guys absolutely have every bone in their core broken. Like this thing crushing them. There's
Yeah,
severe internal bleeding.
yeah. Yeah, hopefully, as Bruce Wayne, he does like a lot of donations to the hospitals for all the injuries that he causes, like random henchmen that he runs into every year. Because even if he's not trying to kill people or stuff like that, he's probably comes fairly close sometimes. I would think, even unintentionally as it is, or I guess
Yeah.
somewhat intentionally. I guess because he's trying to inflict the maximum damage to hopefully prove a point, sort of thing. And then through all that, after like Batman catches the bad guys, it shows a Joker in his hideout at the abandoned amusement park that he's watching it on TV. Then the one reporter that's there, like, kind of comes up to him after everything was done, and he's like, "So you're saying about safety or whatever?" And he's like, "Yeah, this is just proves my point that we need to get rid of all the costume crazies in this town because Batman's just like the Joker." And then as he's watching that, the Joker freaks out. He's like, "Ah, you never compare me to Batman because I have." This is probably the one time I actually agree with the Joker, is that he has more style than Batman.
I'll go one step further. I agree a little bit. He, I agree a little bit with Hampton Hill. Sorry, that we're going with that. We're making shirts, but I agree with him that if you are in fact the elected public official, you should be making an effort to get rid of, or at least figuring out a limit like crazy people in costumes from like disrupting your average city events and stuff like that. But it's at the end of the day, it's political blame shifting is completely what it is. But yeah, I like, yeah, he is, Joker is like pretty miffed here in this, like on basically being called like a lunatic on TV. It's like, I mean, you're just at this point just kind of par for the course at this point, pal.
But so he freaks out and says, "Do we see more of him after that, or is it cut right to the birthday party?"
Well, he talks a little bit about how, because the whole setup is that Hampton, pardon me, um he goes on and says that he believes that he can make Gotham City as safe as his own mansion, which
Yeah,
is pretty much just putting a target right on your back to say, after talking on live TV about, like the Joker being a dangerous menace to society, basically goading him into attacking him right at your mansion. You might as well be just telegraphing his whole home address. Like that scene in Iron Man 3 when the Tony Stark, like, says like, I got a holiday gift for the Mandarin, and gives his home address out. And then, shocker of shockers, the Mandarin attacks him at his home address.
like, when I
I
give him
don't
that idea to
understand how
attack
you
me at
could not
home.
foresee this coming.
So yeah, everyone else I would be like, yeah, we probably wouldn't give two shits about where he lives, but yeah, definitely the Joker. Yeah, don't be like, "Hey, Joker, you're crazy. Don't come to my house now." Like, oh, gee, I wonder what's going to happen next.
Like neither of us know Ted Bundy. I'm not giving Ted Bundy my address. Why would I give the Joker my address?
I'd be like, "Don't visit me at the address where something I don't like instead," and hopefully he goes there instead. Like, definitely not saying come to my house or giving up where I live, but I guess being like a public official, he probably does. Unfortunately, probably has his address on record somewhere, probably. So people probably do. Well, of course, so too. If you're a elected official, you probably like him in Gotham. You probably have like a gated community of sorts. You would think,
I would
or
suspect so, but as
birthday party or not.
yeah, I would suspect he does live in a gated community. But as it will be shown, it's not that hard to break into the mayor's mansion, as I think is the entire. If there's one moral message of this scene or this episode, it's don't provoke psychopaths.
Think that'd be like I like near the top of the list for like the elected officials in Gotham. Who's like, whatever you do, don't provoke the Joker. Or actually,
But
if that's not number one, it should be number two. on
Yeah.
the list.
But yeah, the
So
mayor's getting a birthday party set up for his son Jordan, and having a whole
Jordan,
Jordan medical
Jordan.
political media event to get all of his people, because like at the end of the day, this is all just to, like, make look good with the voters and to,
Yeah,
get some
make himself look good. Like, hey, look at this awesome party I'm having for my son, even though he obviously doesn't want to be here. But it's a party for me. I mean him. I mean
yeah.
me.
And Jordan's like, this isn't for me. Like, this is for. I love when a show, whether it's a cartoon or live action, demonstrates kids being like well on the up and up about what's really going on, like
Yeah,
seeing through adults BS. And he's
yeah,
like,
or
this is
yeah,
all for you, Dad.
yeah. At least they're not showing the kid as just a dumbass kid being like, oh, party. I guess I can be an asshole kid and whatever. Like you would suspect a kid in that in his position, being like the mayor's son. You would probably expect him to be a dick and being like, hey, I don't care if it's fake attention. Give me all the attention anyway. Even though
Yeah.
it's more for daddy or whatever. Yeah.
All for daddy. Yeah,
So yeah. So
Jordan's like playing magic tricks, and he's saying like none of these kids are like people that I want to have at my party. He's like,
yeah.
nonsense. I invited some children. I'm just like, this is amazing. I love this writing.
But of course, to top it all off, Bruce Wayne shows up to the party, and he doesn't have Robin yet with him. So like, I don't understand why. I guess that goes to show why that the kid was right. Because like you think if this is later on in the series, like it made a little more sense because he was the ward to Robin and stuff. But obviously he's not there. Yeah, so he shows up and then shows like clown coming into
Jacko the
the
clown.
Jekyll the clown. What kind of fucking stupid ass name is Jekyll? I would prefer him just to be like I call himself Joker anyway and pretend that it's not him.
Well, here's the fun fact, jumping ahead a little bit. What I thought happened was that he just grabbed a van, did his makeup up, and decided to kind of like make a anagram of his name Joker, or the word joke, to make it
Yeah,
Jekko.
yeah.
No, the Joker actually found a clown named Jekko, knocked this guy out, stole his clothes and his truck, and this was who the mayor
Or
hired this
yeah,
guy.
yeah. Like I say, the mayor hired Jekyll, and then the Joker figured out and just like hijacked his stuff. And yeah, you would think, yeah, like especially if at this point, like the Joker is already established, like in Gotham City, like you would think that people would be extra cautious around any other clown just in case, because you know the Joker would be just crazy enough just to show up as somebody's clown anyway to do something like this. Even if he wasn't provoked, he would. This doesn't seem like outside the realm of possibility for the Joker to be doing anyway. To be like a regular scheme when he wasn't called out, I think,
Yeah.
where he wasn't compared to Batman.
It's like you live in the world of Jurassic Park, and you're like, maybe we should take our kids to, that dinosaur themed island over there. It's like, do you not watch the news? I
Yeah,
love though the Joker's impression of Jekko. So apparently they had it based off of Ed Wynn and his Mad Hatter impression of the Walt Disney's Alice in Wonderland. So he
yeah,
talks like this, that like his tongue is bigger than his mouth.
because initially, like doing that voice, I didn't think it was going to be the Joker until he busts out the first Joker laugh.
I didn't even think it was Mark Hamill. I thought it was
Yeah,
just like a
yeah,
completely different voice
yeah.
actor.
So that's what I thought too. Until he busts out the first like true Joker laugh in there, and I'm like, oh yeah, it actually is him. Yeah, and then he's
I love when
good.
Jekko like throws the confetti in front of the mayor and his son. Did you see the mayor's like sees it like fall on his shoulders, and he looks like he's covered in ants, like, "Oh, seeing delight, goodness me.
The commoner stuff is touching me. Don't.
The
Yeah.
1%, or the 99."
While Jekyll the clown is doing his little clowner throughout, he breaks out more and more of the Joker laugh, so you figure out that actually is the Joker, not Jekyll. And then then at this point he breaks out the thing of blue dynamite, which I thought was funny, and it has like the obvious like Joker face on it. Like you would think, yeah,
That's what
it,
killed me. I'm like, why?
like
So Bruce Wayne is there. So like
yeah. What
that's the
so
one
it's
saving grace.
yeah, he eventually figures it out. But with everyone else, you would think somebody would be like, "Hey, isn't that like a Joker face? Like, did you do that on purpose? Because he's also a clown, and you're trying to do whatever or fuck with him. Don't you know you shouldn't be fucking with him like that?" Like, yeah, but yeah, like nobody notices until he does, and then like Joker lights it and takes off, obviously because he doesn't want to get blown up. But also too, I don't think like one, even though it probably looks like a bigger stick of dynamite, I don't think one stick of dynamite has a huge explosion. I don't think not as bad.
No,
Like
but knowing
probably
how
not
the
as big as
Joker kind of
I
thinks.
get. I guess too. And plus, then as I said, it didn't look like it like your the average sized stick of dynamite. I guess because it's probably they're probably not as big as we would think. I don't think.
He probably has
I
kind
would
of
assume.
Mr. Bean kind of logic. Like remember when he sticks all those like firecrackers inside the one? That's like
Yeah.
the Joker, but with
Oh,
like
yeah. Yeah. I
TNT and
guess.
like plastic
Or
explosives.
or like a tall boy like, next to a regular cannon. It's not. It's like several in one sort of thing.
Exactly.
So I guess yeah. So yeah, so you see it, the fuse going down, and then Batman or not Batman, Bruce Wayne, I should say, is looking at it. That he finally clues in. It takes him way too long to figure out that it's the Joker face on it. That he obviously he can't beat Batman in the crowd, so he just kind of, as Bruce Wayne, just kind of pushes his way through the crowd and does oops, I threw accidentally threw the cake in the pool, and then it explodes, and then the Joker, you see the Joker driving away and just hears the explosion, so he thinks everything went to plan, as it were, and then
Hmm.
yeah, then you just see yeah, Bruce sitting there like all sheepishly, like explodes, like oops,
Clumsy
what did I
me.
do?
By the way, did you notice the present that he got, Jordan? What the heck was that thing? It's
Yeah, I
so
know. Like
awkwardly shaped.
yeah, like a huge fucking thing. So yeah, so I never. Did they actually ever end up opening it or no?
No, I was like,
Yeah,
so the closest thing I can think of is that it was like a sewing machine, just based off of like the shape of like those covers you used to have in like the old style like
yeah.
80s and 90s ones. Like it either looks like that or like an X-ray machine. Like I have no idea what he got. Apparently it's heavy, but then again, this is also the same man who opened a crocodile's jaws with his bare hands.
I was thinking more like it looked like a like big like dollhouse type thing or something, but it was a toy. So yeah,
Oh,
so
Jordan's your son. Oh.
yeah. Yeah, that's one line one sort of thing or whatever for like a toy house sort of thing. So, but yeah, I was definitely curious on what that huge ass fucking present is. But I wonder if it was like Bruce just pretending to be like a rich millionaire and being like out of touch, or if he actually was. Kids love huge ass toys.
That's the best thing about Bruce is how much of it is just him putting an air of like obliviousness
Yeah,
and how much of it is just him being oblivious.
yeah,
Like
actually, yeah,
so cute.
yeah. You think with watching people for as much as he does, you should be able to pick up social cues a bit better, but sometimes
Yeah.
probably not.
But yeah, Joker, he's hauling out of the scene, and Bruce is the first one to notice before the mayor, hey, your son's missing. The mayor's like, oh
Like
yeah, that kid with the last name who lives at my house and eats my food.
I think they were like, I think the kid did run off at one point, and then they were like, oh yeah, he's just mad or whatever. But after kerfuffle or whatever with the big old stick of dynamite, yeah, because you would think like after something explodes in your pool, you probably like at least come and try and find out what happened.
Or check
Like,
out
what
that
the?
your kid's okay. Like he's not
No,
in
no,
the
like,
pool or anything.
no, I meant more so the kid. Yeah, if you're fucking runaway pissed from your party, if all of a sudden you hear a huge active explosion, you probably poke your
Oh
head
yeah.
out and be like, is everyone okay? Okay, yeah, all right, see you later. I'm still pissed.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you're like the adult in the room and your pool explode, imagine like as long as you see that nobody was in the pool, you probably wouldn't be like, okay, as long as my kid wasn't there, like you gotta make sure he's right there. But yeah, the last person you would think like is Bruce Wayne slash Batman being like, hey, where's the kid?
Yeah.
Unless he was looking for a Robin earlier than Dick Grayson.
Well, he's always looking for Robins.
True enough, yeah.
This is Batman always have a backup plan, Wayne.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, so like after they figure out the kid is missing, they cut back to the Joker, and like the kid had like actually jumped in the back of the clown van, I guess. And
Yeah, he's hopped into the stowaway.
I'm surprised they didn't have like the maximum overdrive like looking truck for him. Had like the
I'm like with the Green
Joker's,
Goblin face.
yeah, like on the front, yeah.
I was
Because
thinking
that's
more like what's it, Twisted Metal? With
oh
like
yeah.
oh what's it? Is it Sweet Tooth? The
So
clown?
some yeah, something like I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
Something like
Either
that.
or. I think if he could alternate, he'd probably choose between those two.
Or yeah, or that would be in his Joker cave for his collection of vehicles,
Yeah.
so you can choose through them. Because like at the party over that the kid does talk to Joker as Jekyll, and he's like, hey, when we first saw the kid, he was performing like magic tricks to his toys instead of being down in the party, and then the Joker was doing some basic kind of like Halloween party magic as well. So and he's like, hey, the kid was like, hey, I want to be a magician too. What should I do? And that Joker does like three rules. He's like, first is like run away. Two, find yourself like a magic guy and become his apprentice, whatever. And what was the
The third
magician
is
name that?
Steal It.
Oh yeah, that too. And then like what was the magician name that he used? Like it started with a P or something like that. I think I want to say
Prosciutto. And
prosciutto.
he,
Yeah,
like there's obviously a reference on the Italian word ham, but like they showed a picture of this guy. He looks like Grigori Rasputin.
yeah. I was gonna say it definitely looked like Rasputin from the from the Hellboy movies, yeah, or movie. That's definitely who I thought so as well. So when the kid comes out from hiding in the back of the truck, he's like, "Hey, I'm just doing what you told me to do. I first run away, and I want you to be my mentor." And the Joker looks actually kind of pissed that the kid's there, so which is gets in a good way because like I don't think that would, unlike Batman, the Joker never kidnaps kids to use in his bidding. I think.
But you'd think that for him, this is a golden opportunity. I mean, to take a peek into the Joker's mind, if we dare to go there,
Yeah,
this is the mayor's son, the person he's ticked off at in his hideout, right? So he's
yeah,
like,
because
I could
obviously,
hold this kid hostage and make like ransom demands if I wanted to. But no, what he decides to do instead, which I guess is also kind of in the Joker's line of thinking, is he's like, oh, you want to learn some magic tricks? Here, I'll show you how to swallow a sword. But like for him, it's just like, no, I'm gonna have the kid like fall for like a real sword and like accidentally like hurt himself in the process.
wasn't it a fake sword that
It
he
was
used?
a fake sword for him, but he also this is the Joker we're talking about. So I think he's thinking, I'll bring out the fake sword and then I'll switch to the real sword so that this kid gets out of my picture. And like it's I think it's very much in the Joker's style to kind of like figure out like how to play with his food, so to speak.
Yeah, and then two, like somehow, like after that exchange, like somehow, like Batman figures out that the oh yeah, so I guess after seeing the face on it, he figures out that there was the Joker. So I guess Batman knows that his hideout was at the abandoned amusement park.
Yeah, he sees the prosciutto poster
Oh,
in
that's right,
the because
that's right,
somebody
that's
was
right.
videotaping it the whole time,
That's right.
the
Yeah,
party.
because that's where I was going with that actually when I brought up the name actually, and then I forgot that I set myself up for that. Yeah, so yeah, so back at the party, yeah, guy figures out, then the reporter, that reporter was there and had the footage and sees the prosciutto is as yeah as he says that there's where he shows like one of the posters is on the in the abandoned at the amusement park. And then too, like when Batman gets there, the Joker doesn't strike me as somebody who would set up motion detectors throughout the stuff. Cameras, maybe yes, because they'd probably already be set up in the park before they abandoned it. So he probably just hooked it up. Like, I don't see him thinking ahead and setting them up themselves, but definitely not motion sensors. I don't think.
I could see him putting up like tripwire and stuff like that.
Yeah,
But
just
yeah,
yeah, it
motion
doesn't.
sensors, that's a different
Yeah.
story.
Yeah. It's a different Joker says in the Dark Knight movie. It definitely doesn't look like a man with a plan. Motion sensors definitely are a plan. And then too, like have it set up when somebody set them off that the nose in that big Joker face glows off too, because that's actually an extra couple steps I don't see the Joker making either. And then too, furthermore, like do you see Batman setting off normal motion sensors? Because Batman just walks into the amusement park. Doesn't like swing in like Batman. He's not like sitting atop the Ferris wheel looking down, being all perchy and like being silhouetted by the moon or something. He just
Yeah,
walks in.
he's not sneaking around.
No,
He's just
no,
kind
yeah, he's
of
just
just walking around waiting for
like
the Joker to strike.
yeah, regular guy walking around, be like, hey, what's going on in here? Just strolls in.
Hello, easy target. I'm waiting.
Joker, are you? Is this the right abandoned music park?
Yeah, Joker, he manages to get him into he manages to knock him out with I think like some razor cards and stuff. And then it cuts to what you referred to as the prestige scene where he's got him in the water tank.
Oh yeah, yeah. So yeah, he's coming up thinking that once the magic was cut off, yeah, he pull. Yeah, he's like, hey, let's see some real magic or whatever. Yeah, puts him in the thing. But then after it starts, oh yeah, after he knocks him out, yeah, he's like upside down. It doesn't even look like Batman. Like as he's coming conscious, he doesn't get like a big breath in before it covers his mouth because it looks like yeah, like the water hits him, and then he comes conscious after it covers his mouth, so he doesn't get. Because I imagine like yeah, even this Batman probably has like he's trained his body to be like the best like human can be sort of thing. So he probably could spend a couple minutes underwater without dying on like a regular person. It'd probably take like a minute or two, but even that he didn't get that extra breath in. So imagine would have taken him less time than it showed for him to pass out. But of course, it is Batman.
Yeah, at the end of the day, we can jump around in the but at the end of the day, we're having fans showed us it's man, keep going.
But
But
yeah,
yeah,
then
I love the whole prestige bit when you sent me that message when we were rewatching the episode. I'm just picturing this like evil Alfred kind of in that Batman or in that Christian Bale Hugh Jackman scene. But it's like evil Alfred's like trying to incite like the angry Wolverine. So sometimes you have to get a crazy Canadian with adamantium and you have to send him on his path of vengeance, even if that means throwing your adopted son into his furious rampage.
Oh, that's a good movie. Now that I'm thinking about it again, I have to watch that movie again. It's been a little while. A bit of a bummer, but it's a good movie. And then like the Joker Kim said it was a magic trick. So like the thing is either almost full with water or already full with water when the kid asks what the magic trick is, and Joker says, "Oh, it's not a magic trick. He's just going to die. There is no trick."
Read the room, kid.
So does is at that point the kid runs away and then the Batman is able to break out, or does he just break
Well,
out
Lord
no
Jordan
less?
grabs a fire axe and he tries to break
Oh
the
yeah,
glass. He only gets like one hit into the glass before the Joker gets him. Because remember, he still thinks this is Jekko. He's just confused
oh
why
that's right.
Jekko's doing this. But
Oh,
then
good point.
Jekko takes his mask off and holy crap, the clown was a clown all along.
Yeah, it reminds me of that one gif of Sting where he's wrestling where he has like his Sting mask on and it just takes it off and he has the makeup on, so it's just so it's like the exact same face.
It was me, Batman. It was me. Oh, it's always you. I'd be surprised if it wasn't you.
So then after that, Jordan hits him with like a seltzer hose and sprays the Joker, and that's when he runs away. Then the Joker goes and chases him. And that's where Batman doesn't use like a magic trick to get out because it's not a trick. He actually just pushes against the glass, breaks it, and and then yeah, I think this is one of the few times one of, if not the only time you actually hear Batman say bat something because he's like, "Hey, no one, no who wants to see some bat magic."
I just love that it shows Batman doesn't skip leg day. Like he
No,
pushes that glass through with
yeah,
nothing but his like squat power.
yeah, yeah, because
Thick
you imagine.
man. No, 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 no.
So yeah, so
Yeah,
they
so
so they
Joker's getting running around the amusement park getting chased by or chasing Jordan. And this is a quick thing that I think we'd be remiss not to mention. When Joker or when Jordan goes wandering around the amusement park, he bumps into this animatronic clown that's laughing. So that laugh is actually archive footage. Well, we can attach the link, but just because we don't want to get like a copyright strike or anything, I won't put like a soundbite of it. It's Tim Curry as the Joker, who was
yeah,
originally going to play the character before they got Mark Hamill.
yeah, because I think he did like record like a couple episodes, but it was deemed too scary.
Which, when you think of it, this is the guy who played the OG Pennywise.
Yeah,
So let
but
that
yeah,
sink
definitely.
in for a
Yeah,
second.
yeah. From the it that was like what in the 80s, right? Early 80s, I think.
Yeah.
Early, yeah. So, but yeah,
Have
Tim
you heard
Curry's a,
his original Joker?
probably have, but it's been a while. So like I'll add a link to that as well and look it up after. But yeah, as much as I like Tim Curry, but if they if they deem it too scary, I imagine it was probably pretty good because he's a phenomenal actor in this. So have you ever seen Clue?
Oh, I loved it. Yeah, he's is it Waddlesworth, the butler?
I finally saw that like back in December because that theater I go to on Carlton Street, Imagine Cinemas, does like $5 movies for like a week, and that was one of the movies for a week. And I said screw it, because I hadn't seen it before, and said I might as well. Like for me, it's better to go see a movie in a theater because it forces me to actually watch it and not just like be on my phone for like half the movie and like miss shit. So I finally saw that, and I'm glad I think finally see it and see it in the theater because it's a great fucking movie.
Yeah, and he does. I liked his. It's very brief, this video of him doing his Joker, but the closest I can describe it is because it's not so much like it is in like it. It's more of it's kind of walking-y. The closest, like I remember like when I first heard this, realizing how hard it is to do like a Tim Curry impression. Like props to any voice actors, and I do know a few who can do it, but it's actually really hard. But it's kind of like this, a little bit of Ray Romano, but like, hey, Batman, you're gonna melt like a grilled cheese sandwich, kind of rigmarole. And it's well done. I don't know if it would have stuck the landing. I think visually it matches the tone of what they're going for, but I still think it wouldn't have the lasting impression as it would for Mark Hamill's portrayal. And when it comes to that laugh, if we're just going to compare it the laugh, oh, Mark Hamill knocks it out of the park, no question.
Yeah, because that was one of my notes in this too. That later on we get like a good Joker laugh as he's going through the park, and I'm like, yeah, that's classic. I think Mark Hamill does probably have the best Joker laugh. I think that I've heard
It's
so
pretty
far.
hard to top.
Yeah. And then too, like after the kid runs into that cloud on springs, they finally like he jumps on a roller coaster, which made me think like the Joker, along with like not setting didn't come off as the person that would set up motion sensors. He doesn't seem like the person that would keep up on the maintenance of like everything in the amusement park. Because you would think like if they abandoned it, they'd probably take out all like the main stuff for all the rides, so that people like that do obviously break in, because everyone knows like probably have seen the those YouTube clips where people like break into like abandoned places and just see how creepy it is that everything's growing over. And one of the favorite places to go is seeing like the overgrowth of amusement parks because of how creepy it is and stuff. Yeah, so like I would think they would take all the stuff off the rides so that people don't get hurt, and the Joker doesn't seem like the person that would go in and fix it. So like I don't see the roller coaster working as well as it did.
No, but this is where I wonder if this actually does line up more with the Joker's way of thinking. Is he kidnaps somebody, says, "Hey, why don't you ride this roller coaster ride?" And then just keeps rolling them on the ride in perpetuity until they eventually fly off because it's not a well-maintained roller coaster. And he's like, "Oh, that was worth a 6 hour wait."
Yeah, but if they didn't show them going on the roller coaster and it being fine, other than like that one part that the Joker blew up, because
After a while, he just gives up and just blows up part of the track. He's like, "Come
yeah,
on,
yeah,
I
it's
got
because
things to do, people to
like like
kill."
if that part, like I would probably agree with you if it didn't show them going on and thing like that, and if he hadn't blown it up like as they were on the track, then it would have been fine. But yeah, because
Yeah, I liked this action beat where it's Batman and the Joker fighting on a roller coaster.
oh
It's
yeah,
very
it's great.
creatively done.
Yeah. Yeah, so they do that, and yeah, because Joker has like the couple dolls that have like some random Joker gas in it or whatever, and starts throwing it out, which is a good visual that has like the little doll with all the gas coming out of the limbs and the around the head and stuff, and throws one, and one of them lands in the front of Batman's tires and stuff, so it's going in his face. Then finally, yeah, finally Batman's able to knock the Joker off and makes another good dad Joker. He's like, oh, he always knew how to make an exit. But like and to touch on like what the episode from like a couple like from the forgot not the forgotten the Underdollars a couple episodes ago where the two kids were subway surfing and they jump off and you're like, hey, wasn't there water there? It actually shows the Joker landing in water. So then instead of just landing on land and being all busted up or whatever.
He's
So yes,
walking away with a pretty solid belly flop burn, but
yeah, yeah,
otherwise
yeah,
he's gonna be fine.
yeah. So yeah, so which means you believe like why does the Joker get like the visual water landing instead of just two kids and we're like, oh, they're kids, they landed fine. We don't need to show that they're okay because kids can bounce away from anything.
Adam, as we well remember from that infamous episode, those kids have no souls. They were dead before they got on that train.
Yeah, no, and that always made me think like, yeah, no, that a lot of people are doing like subway surfing and stuff for like around the states, and I think there's even a couple from like Line 2 in Toronto, and like, yeah, it works if you're like, because I mentioned there's not much space in between like the top of the subway and like the roof and stuff, so I definitely wouldn't trust me be able to get off in time before it goes into a tunnel.
They clearly have not watched Speed and forgotten what happened to
Oh,
Dennis Hopper.
yeah, well, I'm taller. It's just been a while since I've seen that movie too. I wonder if it holds up.
Oh, it holds up. It definitely
Oh,
holds up.
yeah, it's been a lot. Yeah, I think it's been a good 20 years almost since I've seen that movie, probably, if
Yeah.
not longer.
So once Batman gets the Joker taken care of, he takes Jordan back home to his mansion, and you cut to Mayor Hill sadly toying with his son's magic tricks. To be honest, he doesn't really look sad. He just is bored. It's more like, oh, the Joker ruined my party, blah blah blah. Your son was kidnapped, you a-hole.
Yeah, but they ruined my fake press conference that was supposed to be about me, me and my impressing people, and oh yeah, I guess my son, I guess. But almost more so because I had to deal with deal with aftermath of like my kid disappearing and being kidnapped by the Joker. Now I gotta talk to the police. Like fuck, stupid
I'll
kid.
never see
Look what you made
John
me do,
again.
kid.
I mean Jacob. I mean Joker. I mean, well, what's my son's name? So Jordan comes back, and of course Hamilton Hill is overjoyed and says he's going to give him the best birthday hug he's ever had. That's where I cut to him going, and that's all you're getting. I'm both a politician and a cheap parent. What? You're alive, aren't you?
I didn't ask Batman to go get you. Just did it himself. So just be glad that he did. Glad you're still alive, kid.
And over his shoulder, you see Jordan seeing Batman smiling at him, and you get the source of that infamous Batman thumbs up gif.
Yeah,
Did you notice that?
our second GIF part for the show. Yeah, the good old Batman thumbs up. Yeah, gotta love that.
I always pictured Hamilton Hill looking afterwards and like turning around to see Batman there. But instead of the thumbs up, Batman's just giving him the finger. He's like, "You're
It's
a
like
terrible father. My dad's a better dad than you, and he's been dead for 20 years."
and I got him killed. I mean, he's dead.
Wait, what? Nothing. Alfred, like Bruce Wayne's butler? Shut up.
All right, yeah. So what would you give this episode out of five kidnapped children?
I'm gonna give it 3 out of 5. It just passes the mid like enjoyment for me. I think that the fact that it's Joker and Batman themed, I mean, you don't get more of a basic but exciting Batman episode than that. There was a couple of twists and turns. I'm like, okay, I can see exactly where this is going, and I don't think it's that much of a stretch of the imagination for the audience either. But no,
Yeah, yeah,
otherwise, it's very cleverly done action, and yeah, I liked it.
yeah, yeah. No, yeah, I think I give it a 3 out of 5 kidnap children as well. Yeah, because it's just like a basic Joker story. Really, nothing super special going on other than the fact we get to see his, like, guess that's his usual base is the amusement park usually, right? Abandoned amusement park where he usually sets up shop more often than not, I think.
which the police and Batman apparently never think to look first.
Well, I think he did go there first and just kind of casually go walk through it. So he's like, okay, he's at the. If I do look for Joker, I'll just look here first, and if he's
That's
not
true.
here, then I'll actually do some bad detectiving somewhere else. But I guess he might not have, even though he knew he should have checked that place out first. He probably wasn't necessarily expecting him to be there. Yeah, so. But yeah, I think 3 out of 5. That's because it's a basic Joker story, but at least it goes to show that Joker doesn't fuck with children usually, which is good for a bad guy. Anything else to say about this episode?
Yeah, don't be a clown in Gotham City, otherwise you're gonna get exactly the results you expect.
That's the Joker's territory. Don't mess with it.
Even the real Jekko was standing there. Did you notice? Gordon's got him like standing there in his underwear. Like he's not offering him a coat or like a like policeman tarp, like a
Yeah,
poncho or anything. He's just
oh
like
yeah,
letting him stand there like half naked. Like, I
yeah,
know you have no dignity. You're a clown in Gotham.
yeah. You mean you just got robbed and got impersonated? Yeah, you have to stand around, fucking almost naked around too until we get your stuff back from the Joker. Whenever Batman decides to catch him and finish him off.
If I could pistol whip you here, I would. In fact, I still might.
Alrighty, folks. That is the episode for this week, and thank you for listening to us yammer on for however long it's been. Next week's episode will be that Two-Face episode. So like it parts 1 and 2, it's like a two-part episode. Or so we'll just do like instead of just doing like so on parts 1 and part 2 separately, we're just gonna condense those into just one episode. Join us for that because so far we've just seen him as Harvey Dent so far. So it would be good. So follow us on Twitter/X at Beyond Badcast or on Instagram at Beyond the Badcast. And you can find us at the major podcast distributors at Beyond the Badcast. And Brayden, where can we find you on the internet?
You can find me on Instagram at Alfred is Zaddy. Sorry, Z or Z ADDY. And also, the podcast has a Facebook page.
So check us out on Facebook to give us follows. Is it a follow or on the Facebook or like whatever whichever.
Like, follow, whatever the
Yeah,
kids are saying.
or if it's both, do both of those on there. And you can find me on Instagram at Stump Chunkman, and you can listen to my other podcast I do sometimes. I still need to do an episode of that one called The Multiverse of Marvel, and find that on wherever you find your podcast. And thanks for joining us in the Batcave to talk about Batman the Animated Series at Beyond the Batcast. Goodbye, good chums. Kapow.